Hey y'all, thanks for watching. My name is Stephanie and today I wanted to go through and show y'all how I've been using this pocket rings. So I'm just gonna flip through, show a little bit how it's set up. And I used it for the last few weeks of February, the beginning of March. So I'm just gonna kind of show that, and I've been using this as my only planner. If you guys are interested in how this kind of happened, I was using this hobonichi weeks and I just really got enticed by this pocket. I ended up setting it up and I made a video kind of comparing my options, and I ended up choosing this one. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started, and I'll talk about how I used it for March and actually how I've gone back to my weeks and why for April. So the setup is pretty much the same. I don't have anything really new in here from last time I showed it. I just have some more things in my pockets. I have the sticker, some business cards, and some other, my work cards, some other things. But I didn't mention this is a Filofax Saffiano in the color fawn. And it's this kind of like plasticky faux leather material, but I actually really like how durable it's been. And then I just have a zebra Sarasta Grand in here. Here I have a quote by Elizabeth Elliot that I made in Canva, and then I just picked out these colors and I printed it out. This is based off a Pinterest image. Here I have a quote. It says, "You are an image bearer with work to do, not a work doer with an image to maintain." So just a reminder for me. And then this first section is kind of my inbox and my long-term lists, which is something I was really lacking here. I don't know, it's something about the grid size of the hobonichi weeks or something. It's like this tiny 4mm grid that I realized really kind of stresses me out, and I don't like referencing this. This has been so freeing that I just have these things, the projects and long-term things that are out of sight, out of mind. And then I also have some to-do lists. I have this Plan with B freebie. And here, this is some moleskin pocket notebook paper cut and punched. Here, this is some old Stalogy paper I just have quotes on, some quotes. And then this is kind of a table of contents. I don't follow this as strictly as when I set it up. You'll kind of see how I've been using this, but this first section is my inbox, my lists, my projects. My second tab is my agenda tab, so that has my months, my weeks, my other weeks. Then I have dailies and commonplacing, more trackers, finance, and reference. So then when we go to tab 2, I just have some post-it notes stuck here, and I just do little notes. This is a sterling ink vellum from the November kit of last year, and I just really love it. I love the pomegranate. This is a Hey Planner Girl freebie with some dates. I had a flower insert here too, but I just took it out. It was a little too thick. These are, I don't remember how many millimeters, but they're, I think 14, 15, 16, something like that. But I don't want thicker rings. I feel like the pages are too tiny. Then here I have my months. So these months I draw on some Stalogy paper, and then this is some Cosmo Air paper. I had a few Passport Traveler's Notebook inserts that I just cut and used this paper. This is gorgeous paper that fountain pens work on, but this is when I was just testing this out. I kind of went for the plotter monthly just because I liked how big the boxes are. Granted, these boxes are still bigger than, let me pull up a blank calendar in the hobonichi weeks. Like, these boxes are still smaller than these, but I don't know, it's just something about the page size. This one was okay. And then you'll see I drew out March. This is just a clear piece of plastic, like from packaging, kind of acetate vibes. Post-it note on it. So here I kind of really stopped using it, and I just had school deadlines in here. This monthlies, it was nice to have them here, but they were not as functional for me as they have been in the hobonichi weeks. I don't know, just something about flipping. Here's April, and then I don't even have the rest of the year set up just because I didn't know if I was going to stick with it. I just have some scrapbook paper, Filofax monthly with like, what is it, with a sticker on here. I forgot what it is, but it's some big shop like Crafty Art Girl or something like that. Then these Filofax weekly inserts came with the planner. So I took these out, but I wanted to show you guys for the majority of February how I was using them. So this is pretty much the same amount of space that's in a hobonichi weeks weekly. I'm gonna pull out the comparison again, but like the space you have for each day is pretty comparable. Like, maybe it's even a little bit wider. And these words don't really bother me, but I'll show you. This is how I would like typically fill out a weekly spread. So this was not that different. This was just more of the same. Sometimes I would put stickers, but this, I don't know, just my eyes didn't really know where to go. I didn't have a lot of space for notes. This stressed me out. And here, you'll see I tried to be a little bit more creative. This is from like Sleepy Notes girl. Her videos, her file effects videos have been really cool, but she like puts a line through her pockets. So I tried that. And then the rest of March, I kind of like seldom filled it in. And then the rest of April, the only thing I put in here are some big work and school deadlines, and I just have this clipped. And here I ended up cutting up my hobonichi weeks. So this might seem confusing, like how am I showing you a hobonichi weeks here and a hobonichi weeks here? But basically, if you go back to any of my older videos, I was using a regular hobonichi weeks. I was using 2 spreads a week. So I was going from the back to the front. So you can see I was putting up these dated stickers, and I was using these dates for school. Just my academic, I'm a full-time college student, so I had all my academic deadlines going from the back, and then going from the front, I had my normal weeks. So I still have all my normal weeks up until like July, but August through December, I basically ended up just cutting out based on their signatures, so you can't really even tell from the spine that I ended up cutting them out. And they fit, the Monday through Friday fits perfect. So you can see I kept the top of the page, and then right where the line ended for Friday, I cut those out. And I already had all these deadlines filled in, and I was able just to punch those and put them in here. So here, I'm just gonna take this paper clip off and show you the last few weeks. So I've been using this, same as before. These just for school notes, and I didn't need that extra space just because this semester I don't have any weekend classes. I seldom have any weekend due dates, and even if I do, I would just write it on the side, or I would write it on the Friday. So this has been really awesome, and then I don't feel like I'm fully giving up on my weeks when I was using this, because here in the schedule section I would have my week for personal and I would have my week for school, which is the same thing, the same system that I basically had in my hobonichi weeks. But anyways, I feel like I've talked about that a lot in my other videos, and I don't really want to go into it that much, but even here, I just had a blank sheet of paper, and I wrote out the topics that I needed to study for an exam. So that was really cool for me, because that's something I was missing here. I could just put in a note page in the week, especially the school week that I needed it. I have my quizzes. The only thing that's different is the months, but I know where I kind of was going, that my dates matched up with whatever month I was in. So even this was this past week right here. This was for April. So basically, yeah, this is how I've been using this section. Now to the next tab. This is just a Canva Pinterest image that I printed. This was just a drawing that I started doing. This is Break the Jar at His Feet. This was just a Pinterest image that I wanted to draw out, but I guess maybe I'll go back to it when I have time. And then here, this section was supposed to be my dailies and my commonplacing, so I just have some notes here. And then here, I started doing dailies. These were some stickers from Virgo and Paper that I used to use in my hobonichi cousin. Clever Gal Crafts, that's where these stickers are from, and I was just using these, and I loved using these dailies. I often had like a daily in here, or I had a daily in a notebook like this, or when I was using a passport traveler's notebook, I just had a whole separate insert for my dailies and stuff. I don't really go back and look, but I really enjoy just having a blank page, but I don't always need it, but I was missing it in my hobonichi week, so it was nice to just have them here, that I could just have the daily page open, and I could do whatever I want. I could either do a timeline, I could just do a list of whatever I needed, and I didn't make one for every day, and then I could also just do a blank to-do list. As you can see here, I kind of just kept going. This was from a coffee I got, and I ended up doing, these pages are mostly slit, and it was awesome for me because this is old Stalogy paper, so I was using nice paper in a size that's not too bad. I feel like this is perfect for a daily. I don't need more space. So these were my dailies. This is that Filofax page marker. I used to have it in the weekly section, but I moved it to the daily just so I can go back. These dailies, I had about a week of dailies in for this past week, but I took them all out. They're super personal. Had the busiest like 2 weeks of my life, the last 2 weeks. So this is just a coffee label. I saw somebody have this in their planner. I thought it was so cool because this I literally cut out from this coffee bag because I liked that the colors were the colors of the Ukrainian flag. So I just had the coffee packaging like with my stack of scrapbook papers, and I was like, oh, let me just punch it and put it in here. And it's cool because I could just take it out whenever. And then this fourth tab is kind of my common placing in my notes section as well as my trackers. So this was just a cool list that I got off like Pinterest or Instagram. This is Hobonichi Weeks paper right here, this Tomoe River paper. My only problem is I slid it so it slides out super easy, as you can see, but it's super nice paper. And these common placing pages I've just been taking out. Yeah, I took out a couple before this video just because it's some personal stuff in there, some prayers, some book notes. Then here, this was my monthly and my weekly review. This is the review I've always done. These are the same questions. I was just like, oh, a new planner. And I had fun like writing it out, putting some stickers on here and putting it through. And I've also been doing reviews in this common placing section. Typically I would do reviews in my hobonichis or just a blank notebook, but I don't always do them. So actually having them in a ring like this where it's just one page and I can go back and put it with my week or with my task for that week was been really cool. It's kind of helped motivated me to fill these out a little bit more, and I know that doing these weekly reviews is really beneficial to me, so that's been cool. This was just a Peanuts Planner Co freebie. I had some goals in there. This I set up to do goals for the new month. This I tried to duplicate. I wanted to print out some inserts, but I ran out of paper to print on right before I set up this planner, and I didn't want to buy anything else other than the cover itself, so I didn't end up buying any paper. So as you can see, I have very few printed inserts in here. Any printed inserts I've previously had in a 6-ring planner and I just cut down and punched, or they're literally inserts I just drew out. So this template right here was meant to duplicate this yearly index that's here. This was supposed to be my health log. As you can see, it didn't get very far. I sort of filled it out for February. And then March, the month that I was supposed to be using this, it's empty here and it's empty here. This, I had absolutely no like incentive to fill this out. For March, I filled out a sleep and an energy log for like the first week until the novelty kind of ran out. This was when I tried to do it for February. I stuck with the sleep and the energy a little bit longer. I stuck with the habits a little bit longer, but as you can see, it's just a wrinkled up page. It doesn't mean anything. So that's one of the downsides of this planner, that I thought having these trackers, and like I literally know that monthly trackers don't work for me. Like I know this about myself. They've never worked for me. I've said that in I think every single planner video I've made. That's why I loved just having my personal separated and having my trackers right on here, right on my weekly. This got me to fill them out, and I love filling out trackers. I love looking back on them. It's really helpful to me, even though I track most of this digitally. I love having it on paper, and it's like part of my little planner routine. So you can see, like, I didn't fill these out. I made these. I think it was something about them being drawn out and messy. Maybe if I printed inserts, I would be like, ooh, a little bit more, but I didn't stick with them. So that really disappointed me, because that was one of my expectations for this planner. Here I just have a post-it note that I punched and I kind of cut to have a little tab, because here this is my health kind of section. So when I would have a grocery list, and usually they're my phone, but sometimes I have them on sticky notes, and I would just stick it back here and I would easily find it because of this blue tab. And then here I just have some meal ideas, some food log ideas, some and some more kind of notes when it comes to food. Then this 5th tab, this is my finance section. So this is one of the reasons I really wanted to use a kind of a pocket like Filofax ring type of planner, because I used to track my expenses physically, and now I track them on my phone, and I have some more financial goals for this year. Like I told y'all, like I work full-time, I'm a college student. I have some big financial goals coming up with graduating, lots of money I need to save, tuition, stuff like that. So I really wanted to track my expenses in a physical way. So I got these Filofax inserts to do a weekly kind of review. Typically, I do a little budgeting session every 2 weeks. Every time I get paid, I kind of go through that, allocate for all my expenses, put away for my savings, my investments, my sinking funds, things like that. I actually would love to do a video on how I kind of budget, like being in college and working and all this stuff, but I really love these inserts. I really like the concept of it, the weekliness of it. That can be part of my weekly review. So this is a section in the rings planner that has actually been working really well for me. So I don't know what I'm gonna do this month, but these things I'm not like super crazy about. All this stuff I don't need to have in a paper format. All I need is a blank paper to write a to-do list, and then a calendar, like a monthly, weekly, whatever. I can make anything work, but I love having this stuff on paper. This I didn't mention. This is just a magazine cutout. I just really like the dark contrast of the flowers in the background. This is, oh, I'm not gonna show this, but this is a Midori like note sheet paper with this little penguin. I just cut it out and put it out there. But this finance section has actually been working really well for me. This is some vellum from Michaels, either Michaels or Hobby Lobby, and it's just punched, and I cut out this little kind of tab. I don't know why I love all these tabs everywhere, but the novelty of rings, I guess. So unlike my health and my tracker section, this finance section has been working really well for me. Then here is just absolutely like random things. I have a list of content I've consumed. These are some of those pages in the back of a Hobonichi Weeks. These are not from this one, actually. These are from last year's Hobonichi Weeks that I never filled out. And yet in this, I was like, oh, maybe in the ring planner, because I like writing down. I've been reading, been listening to audiobooks. I always have like a show that I'm watching in the background. So I always want to fill these out, but I never do. I just literally keep the list in my notes app. I don't know. This is literally from I read this last fall. This was from 2023. And I thought, oh, maybe I'll punch them in here. I have never flipped back to these pages, I think, since I put them in here. These are the File of Facts content sheets, some blank sheets. This is just a work note. That's what I done, this bright green, so I could pull it out. Then this blue. I love this blue of this File of Facts note paper. Honestly, I would buy a whole pack of this. Like, this is so gorgeous. Are you kidding me? This is just a scripture card that also the color kind of matches, and I like it with the beige, all for aesthetics here. And then, like, I think Lindsay Scribble says, like, she's trash for aesthetics. Like, I love this here. These are just some post-it notes. This is a Canva little printable of a Pinterest picture. I put this 2024, and I put this scripture. This is my verse of the year. I used to have this right here in the front, but I just switched it out for this quote right here. So now it's back here in this pocket, and then I have some more Canva little scripture printable things that I made. So, long chatty flip through, thanks for sticking through, but I basically have had, now if all you want to see was the flip through, that's it, that's done. I haven't posted since I think I was having this debacle in like mid-February of do I want this or do I want this? The last 2 weeks of March were the craziest 2 weeks of my life. Like, I've had a bunch of family move from out of the country into my home. One of my relatives that I live with had open heart surgery. School has just been actually insane. I had like all my exams, all my quizzes all fall on the same 2 days, which I don't know, that's common for some people, but in my program at my school, that has never happened to me before. So it was the craziest 2 weeks of my life. I didn't even touch this. I literally, since Easter, when was Easter? The last week of March. This was in my car, and I didn't reach for it until like 3 days ago when I decided I want to film this video. So that's how I knew this wasn't really working. I wasn't reaching for it. It was in my car. I didn't use it. I didn't want to use it. I was like, oh, I have to set up April. Oh, my calendar is not filled out. Oh, I need to punch some more daily pages. And all these problems, I'm sure, can be rectified if I was just preparing ahead of time, which I can definitely do, like before a semester when I have time. But I kind of didn't have the desire for it. At least like the novelty of having the pocket planner really wore off. So I pulled out my Hobonichi Weeks, which I'm glad I have, and I'm glad I didn't hack it all up. But yeah, you see this week, today is the 11th, it's Thursday the 11th, so I pulled it out this week. Here's Monday the 8th. I filled out just my to-do list for the day. I realized I went back to the conclusion, and see, I tried to do like, let me do a habit tracker for the rest of April, since I've been missing my habit trackers. I was like, well, it's not a whole month, it's like 3 weeks, right? From the 6th from the 6th to the 30th. Today's the 11th. Have I touched this? No, I hate this. Like, I hate it. I realize I just hate hand-drawn monthly. Like, same thing here. I hate the trackers. Like, are you kidding me? I love them, but I don't like filling them out. I don't fill them out. I have no incentive to go back to them. These dailies, you can see this was done last week of January, and this was done this past week. I hate them. Like, I hate how this looks. This doesn't make me want to check it off. It was nice writing it out, getting it out of my head, but I don't like this. Anyways, enough with the negativity. I came back here, and for the past 2 weeks, I've set up these weeklies. Even though I have, see, look at this beautiful, gorgeous little tracker. I didn't fill it out, but that's okay. I love it. It's so pretty. It's just right here. And then I just had some lists, and I kind of organized my thoughts for the week, and it made me sad because I didn't really reference this, but it was therapeutic for me to fill it out. And then this is this weekend. I'm gonna take this post-it note off, but just have my work and my school hours here, and then just some of my goals, and then some things I gotta do. I got a work to-do list for today. This is actually not done. Some school stuff, because I don't have my school weeklies in here anymore. My school weeklies are all punched and in here till the end of the semester. Anyways, so I only have about 3 weeks of my semester left. So I think I'm just gonna stick with this the next 3 weeks. I just have so much personal stuff going on right now. I've gotten a lot more responsibilities at work, so I've been using my work planner like crazy, more than any of my other planners. But I don't know, I just don't feel as comfortable in this hobonichi weeks as I used to. Like, I filled out the monthlies for the rest of April. So I think I'm gonna stick with this until the end of April, until I finish up school, and then we'll go from there. So thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you of those who sent me messages, got to me on Instagram, like wondering when I'll post a video again. So yeah, that's basically what I wanted to talk about here. I think I'm gonna do like a little separation in the video, insert a little cute little cutie patootie vlog, and I'm gonna talk about the pros and cons of using the ring planner and what I've learned, like using it for the month and a half. All right, thanks so much for watching. Bye, y'all.